fall anime season has been great to say the least, and we have hit the halfway mark of the season. It has been the perfect season to wrap up a fantastic year of anime. Whether it's been the amazing sequel seasons or unique anime originals, this season has been quite the spectacle and has rejuvenated my love for anime. But in this crammed season of great anime, which ones are the best? I am Tiago, the Tiago, and for today's video, I'll be going over the fall anime this season and saying which are the best. If you're new to this channel, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified next time I upload a video. Also, please be sure to check out my community Discord server. It is rapidly growing. The link is in the description below. So before getting into it, I just have to say that I haven't seen all the anime this season, so there may be a hidden gem that I am overlooking. Instead, I will go over the ones I have seen and letting you know how they've been so far. Let's start off with talking about Mushoku Tensei Part 2. I made a video back during the winter 2021 season talking about my love for Mushoku Tensei. It is an isekai anime following Rudeus Greyrat in a world of fantasy and magic, which sounds like a stereotypical isekai anime, except all isekai anime essentially copied Mushoku Tensei, since it was one of the first isekai novels that finally got its adaptation. And now with Part 2, Mushoku Tensei didn't lose a beat. You still get that same vibe and energy from Part 1, except we have skipped the whole introduction phase since this is the sequel season. The world building and story are exceptional, and the characters are definitely well-rounded. Although Rudeus' pervy side could definitely have been cut out or lessened. But that aside, I don't know if we will ever get another isekai like this one. And going forward, this will be the benchmark for new isekai anime.
やってみるか。
はい。やっぱりレイジェルダさんには勝てませんね。
And speaking of new isekai, let's talk about two more isekai series. I'll start with the lesser of the two series in my eyes, which is Faraway Paladin. Faraway Paladin tells the story of William, who's been born into this fantasy world and has been getting taken care of by these three undead warriors. And unfortunately, aside from that fact, I haven't seen anything that unique about the series yet. The main character seems quite bland so far, and his story doesn't seem quite interesting to me. The highlight is definitely the interactions between the three undead warriors, as each one are very entertaining and are a bit mysterious, which intrigues me. Other than that, this is the weakest of the three isekai I will mention. Lastly, let's talk about one last isekai, and that is the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. Wow, that is a mouthful. I didn't have much expectations for this one, not gonna lie, since it's the same creator that brought us the classic redo of Healer. I wasn't interested at all, but I did try it and ended up really liking it. Picture if John Wick, the great assassin, dies and is reincarnated into a world of magic and is tasked with taking out the hero of the land. That's this anime. It's very entertaining and weirdly very unique in a genre crowded with similar style series. I did not expect to like this, but I actually really did. If you're looking for another isekai this season that is not Mushoku Tensei, I recommend checking this one out. One I did expect to like though is 86 Part 2. Since I'm a big fan of 86 Part 1, which came out earlier this year, continuing the story of the spearhead squadron of the 86, they are now in new territory, and one that doesn't completely despise them. Here they have freedom and full citizenship, but the threat of the Legion is not gone. 86 continues to impress me more and more every episode. With this new part, 86 is becoming one of the greats of the year, dealing with heavy themes like racism, segregation, privilege, and war, and how it affects this group of people who have put their lives on the line constantly and have seen so much loss on their side. 86 Part 2 deals with a smaller cast this time around, and with that, it has really developed its characters well. Also, I usually gripe about CGI used in anime, but this is one of the one series that somehow has found a way to make the CGI look fluid. I don't understand it. Studios, take notes, and also you guys take notes to watch 86 Part 2. should also take notes from Takt Destiny in regards to its sound and animation. I recently made a video on Takt Destiny covering if it deserves a lot of the praise it has gotten so far. And if you want my full thoughts on the series, click the link in the top right. With another episode or two since that video I made, Takt Destiny hasn't made any more strides for me, unfortunately. I think there's still more style than substance when it comes to this anime. The sound design and animation are superb, no doubt about it. But unless the story and characters pick up a bit, I think this anime will end in sort of a mediocre fashion. Speaking of mediocre, let's talk about Platinum End. Platinum End I had high hopes for, from the same creators of Death Note and Bakuman, two of my favorite series, and being advertised essentially as Battle Royale Death Note. My hopes were very high. Not only did we not get that, but instead we have a pretty boring main character. I will say the villain in Metropolitan definitely has some standout moments, but otherwise he is not saving this mediocre series. The animation also isn't quite there, I would say. Nothing too flashy or anything really unique. It's pretty bland. And the story so far, I could definitely see having some plot holes in it. But otherwise, I'd say move on from this one. Alright, I have a few series left I want to talk about, and I will cover two of them right now. Komi-san Can't Communicate and Blue Period. And I'm covering both here since both series I have the same feeling towards. And also both had a lot of anticipation due to their manga being very acclaimed. And judging from how the community feels about them, it would seem both didn't quite live up to their manga counterparts. Now I ended up dropping both of these series, not because they were bad, but I wanted to prioritize some other anime this season, and both of these didn't quite do enough for me, I would say. I wasn't too particularly impressed. Although Komi-san's animation is certainly unique and stylish, neither story really drew me in, and same goes with the characters. The humor in both, especially Komi-san, was actually good, but I would say that that's about it regarding the two series for me. And also, both really lacked originality, I would say. Although it is a good concept with Blue Period that it's essentially haiku but with art, but aside from that concept, I wouldn't say it's bringing anything new to the table. Now, the last series I'll mention in this video. This series had the least amount of attention going into the season of the ones I have mentioned. Currently has the least amount of views every week of the fall anime I have mentioned as well. In fact, it is currently 14th in views every week, which is better than 3 weeks ago when it was 22nd. And despite all of that, this series may be one of the best of not only the season, but of the year. And that is Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings tells the story of Prince Boji, who is deaf, and yet he is next in line to be king, in which all the predecessors have been great warmongers. And yet he is chastised by the entire kingdom for being useless, according to them. This series reminds me of classic stories and Studio Ghibli movies, and by the end of its 24-episode run, it might join the ranks of being a classic. This anime had me either grinning or being emotional every episode so far. The world building and lore is exceptional, and the cast feels very fleshed out, even giving a shadow assassin an incredible backstory. This series is beautiful and a breath of fresh air, and I don't know if I've ever rooted so hard for one character to succeed than Boji, the main protagonist of the story. I highly recommend everyone check this one out. Now, with all this said, Ranking of Kings to me is the best new anime of the season by far. But Mushoku Tensei Part 2 and 86 Part 2 are certainly fantastic in their own right, judging that they are sequels. All three deserve to be watched, and all three are some of the best we've had this season and year. Alright everyone, that is it for the video. What is your favorite anime so far this season? Please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot. I am Tiago with Attack on Tiago, and I hope you all have a nice day.